Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting, innovative, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, ImperialDane, the one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland of Hitler 1v1 on the road to Tunis. In the west, this is ImperialDane himself fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, the 27th Panzerdivision, 2nd Panzergrenadier Company, with a mechanized breakthrough, and Luftwaffe, of course, they're yet to be picked. In these stands, Seth fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, the 7th Armored Division, the Desert Rats. We got $8 Pioneer Grenadier starting for me, pretty standard stuff. Of course, this is after the patch was released. Yesterday's video, of course, was before, though again, I wasn't entirely sure when the patch was getting, like, most signs indicated, yes, they're going to release the patch, like, yesterday, but, or not yesterday, but the day before that. But there's some concerns, maybe they just really misread the situation, so I was a bit unsure. All the way, though, we got Grenadiers now 260 manpower. MD42s will be made into 240 manpower, though that is for all machine gun teams, not just the German machine gun teams. Yeah, Grenadiers 240 manpower, that is a nice little boost there. They've actually 2 bonuses, also been improved. We got a very fast in-guard for opponent, though, as he rushes forwards here to scout out the German positions. Also got a 2nd Sapper section out here. Sappers, by the way, not really touched. Most regards, and the Dingo's pretty much untouched. Got the Pioneer spot here, but the Dingo already. 2nd Grenadier squad on the way there for me. And of course, as always, a big hearty thanks to the patron supporters of the Propagandacast who keeps the Propagandacast running through their monthly generous contributions. So, Pioneers here, of course, can't really stay out of cover versus the Dingo. 1st Grenadier going northwards here, going to sandbag in there. Pioneers push back here by the Dingo with its little Bren gun there mounted in the front. 2nd Grenadier squad already here. Pushing eastwards here. Pioneers there, still pursued by the Dingo as Seth goes in fairly aggressively straight into the Grenadier. You see machine gun bunker bar away. This is not get a clear shot here, and the Dingo just sort of zooms out. Then we do get several Grenadier shots through there. Up north here, Grenadiers for the Sappers here by the northern munitions point here of the higher kind. Sappers closing on the Grenadiers here. Gets 1 kill here as the rest sort of close in there on the Grenadier here. Need to fall back here. And of course, slightly forgetting about the new MD42 timing, so I could have this one out a bit faster. There we go, going for the newly buffed MD42. It's also tougher and generally has more suppression. But again, this applies to all machine gun teams. But it does mean the MD42 does become a significantly more useful investment for the Wehrmacht. Good as bad, but for some reason I actually ordered them to heavy car, but I guess I misclicked. All the Grenadiers got a bit creative with their orders. Hard to say here either way, though. Wrong end of the cover, and of course, to retreat. Machining gewehr here already. So far, the Seth and the British Army is leading on several points. In the south, the Dingo continues to be a rather significant nuisance and pain in my posterior, charging in there for the British Empire. Grenadiers was the Universal Carrier at closer ranges for their Carnot TK bolt action rifles. Sappers are pulling forwards. Machining gewehr then pushed northwards to try and slow down the British advance here. Grenadiers in south, meanwhile, here being swarmed by British forces under Seth's command. Grenadiers, in fact, down to very little health. We'll need to retreat those very soon. Also plan to push here for the Panzer Grenadier Company. Section forwards, they have received some changes as well. Primarily, it is their Veterans Who Won bonus, which now requires them to be in cover to actually work. Plus, the anti-tank rifles got nerfed a fair bit, but that's also applies to the Deutsches Afrikorps Panzerjägers. Setting up shop here, Grenadiers getting ready for the next big push. Troops reinforcing here. MP40s, of course, with breakthrough, bit slow on that one. But crucially, MP40s have been made more expensive to compensate for the Grenadiers being a bit more cheaper. On the other hand, the sprint ability to get is now also free rather than costing munitions, so that is a fairly significant boost up as well there, so I'd say that's a pretty good trade-off there for just 5 extra munitions on the assault package, compared to, like, everything else you're gaining for your Grenadiers, really. But big push here by the British force into the south here, keeping up pressure here. We've got machine gun all the way up north here. Pretty risky, honestly, here, what I'm doing, and probably shouldn't be doing it, but I did not entirely think that one through, honestly. So, got the Panzer Grenadier Company up here, Grenadiers reinforcing. Do need some healing here for the Grenadiers, they are definitely beaten a bit up. Got some MP40s on the way there, additional ones. At least I should be getting MP40s there. Northern machine being swarmed here. Nice setup there by my opponent. Sending seas to the infantry section, Grenadier pushing forwards here. In the south section, Dingo there continues to the advance towards my base. Grab the carve point here. Overall, rough start for me. Again, that Dingo is an absolute pain in the posterior. And a real nuisance.
Enemy contact! Our territory is exposed. We must re-establish a connection.
Quick sprint here, which again I'd like to note is now free. It does have a significantly longer cooldown as well, but you know, for free I'll take that compared to like having to spend 50 munitions every damn time. It also means for clone sprinting into Pantherfast becomes, well, significantly cheaper and more accessible, which is probably one of the reasons why it has such a cooldown, because being able to just all the time sprint Pantherfast would be kinda busted. North Grenadiers around the sappers trying to get a wipe here, but alas, or thankfully, the last man gets away. Dingo rushing in there. Panzer Grenadiers on the way. The Panzer Grenadiers have also been made a bit cheaper, down from 360 manpower to 340 manpower. Anti-tank guns also got a small buff here, generally across the board. They're a bit more maneuverable. 250 half-tank gun a minor buff, though mostly for the Regal mines. It technically gaining experience from nearby troops, but the crucial part is they didn't really buff the damage, which I feel like was really necessary. The Stummel technically also got an upgrade, but without damage, I'm honestly not sold on that one. And they didn't give it any damage, they just gave it more AoE and made it a bit cheaper to go for. There's up north in a bit of trouble though, low on health here. They need to retreat soon, but again, I'm also trying to just buy time here for the other troops to arrive and also just, you know, denying them fuel here, because I don't want the British player to get too far on their fuel, so otherwise I'm going to have a really bad time. South here, British forces they're scouting out as the German forces are making their progress advance in the south. We got mindset from the British player, thumbs up to Seth. Sappers there with the number 2 flamethrower. Machine gun runs straight to the section, and our Vickers machine gun set up here. Up north here, we got a Pantherfast on the Dingo. Opponent there got a bit too cocky. Panzers pushing on the section up north here. Bren guns versus Sturmgewehrs. Definitely not a great idea there for the section. They are rapidly sent packing here in the face of the mighty Panzergrenadier, which as opposed to North Africa would likely be a Maschinenkarabiner 42, which was one of the earliest model of what would later become the Sturmgewehr 44. I guess they did develop it for a fair amount of time, in part mostly in secret, because the Führer wasn't really convinced that's that weapon initially. So the German army, of course, just went, you know what, we'll still develop it, we just won't tell der Führer about the development of the assault rifle. So it saw a lot of progress there that way, and you know, also a very fun fact about the development of the assault rifle, when they have like one of its first major tests, I think it's like 1943, they very quickly realized, you know, yeah, this thing is absolutely amazing, we don't need to do a second series of field trials. Like, it's just like, yes, this thing kicks ass. Still light taking the rest of my opponent, bit of a surprise there. Not bad one necessarily. Second Panzergrenadier squad here, since I'm nowhere close to be able to push out a Stug, so more infantry right now of the elite kind to head back at the British is of course a good idea. Though of course I probably should have been going for a pack fort here instead. Pioneers being flanked by the sappers. And there goes some flank around, machine push back here. Grenadier with Panzergrenadier support moving forward, so Panzergrenadier with Grenadier support. Still, of course, got here, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. My plan is basically to attack from several angles and then use the Panzergrenadiers to breach out, or at least convince him he needs to get out of it. North here, pulling back here as he counterattacks. Finally had enough of me poking about close to his base. Got the M3A1 Steward light tank out there, also known as the Honey Steward, because the British crews really liked it. Panzer being caught out in the open by the Vickers, but again, the plan's trying to catch from several angles. In this case, though, again, the Vickers, he actually gets a really good angle, so he can actually cover from those firing spots there quite well. I was not expecting that, for, like, you know, most time in buildings for Company 2, it's like, you know, broadsides, but here, it actually uses the corner, much to my surprise. We've also got the Steward in here, which is an additional surprise for more. Putting forward as the grenades go through here. Panzer's going up to a few shots here, but of course the Steward is a bit of a problem. I go for the Pack 40. It could actually not gone for the Steward because, while they made it cheaper manpower-wise, which is nice, they actually increased the fuel cost. On the other hand, it now shoots faster, has a bit more penetration. I haven't quite felt that one. And it also has better rotation, so that helps compensate a bit for the Stug's otherwise awkwardness and does give it overall more firepower, both as infantry and armor. But yeah, the penetration I really haven't quite felt yet, that one buff. But overall, the Stug, I think, does, for the most part, perform better, and hopefully this match will turn a bit. But there you go, Panzer up Becon already, can now move about better. Bit concerned they might have made it too easy to just roll back to come to shoot tactics. This just A-moving it, which is not exactly ideal. But that's another story. Feeling firmly up here for Seth and the British Empire. Panzer there versus the sections. We got the Grenadiers, the Panzergrenadiers, we got the machine gun up, but they got the great hit from the Steward, and it's 37mm gun there, ripping into the machine gun gewehr. So it gets a bit close here. Pack 40 shoots, good shot there. Again, notices it sets up a lot faster. But again, this is ultimately, you know, allow a moving taxi. My gun, these do not get the Panzerfaust off. For some reason, the Stuart just gets away there. Safe to say, I was not particularly impressed with that. Trying to sprint forwards, but again, they just can't catch up. But again, Pack just quickly repositions, gets out of there. Again, I feel like they're going to have to touch upon this in some way. Either they need to make anti-tank overall slow to move about, but I'm a bit concerned this results in Cummins 2's AT gun, just a move returning. And again, I really was not a fan of that. I think that was one of Cummins 2's major issues, and of course one they never resolved. So I'd rather prefer Cummins 3 does not go into that. Anyways, here Glen's been part of the section fire here. Again, thankfully, base of fire requires you to actually have some cover to, you know, get that going.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Victory points wise, my opponent is leading snazzily. We got the Stuart there, still good to go. No upgrades on that one yet. Sappers reinforced heal. We got the training center up there. Very good addition. Of course, they did nerf that one as well, so less impressive bonuses.
All victory points.
So it becomes less about just snowballing a lot of sections into the Germans. Pioneers advance to the south, got the Stuart rushing forwards here. Close to veterans to one on that little light tank.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Pulling forwards. And the Stuarts also saw some use of the Stuarts, but they didn't actually like it apparently, so they never really asked for more. On the other hand, they did like the Valentine tank, which they used as a light tank, as a fun fact. But good base of infantry, 2 Grenadier squads, 2 Panzer Grenadier squads, gives you some nice offensive firepower, at least something that fits my tastes. And of course, with a good assault, also allows to clear up these buildings with some breaching. Ignore if it's there. Closing in that Stug. Eventually, I mean, I got the fuel now, manpower, it's a bit of a tricky, position.
One of our capture points is under attack.
Reinforcement here. We'll have to see what happens from my opponent. Panzer there again, note. Trying to attack from more angles, make it harder for the machine just like to slow down the entire assault here, but we've got the Stuart counter-attacking into that, forcing my Pack 4-3 position, Panzer pushing forwards here. Again, attempts offside. My opponent, of course, quickly sensing what's going to happen there when several squads of armed Panzer Grenadiers come walking towards this machine gun building there. It's like, you know, not exactly there to, like, you know, meet and greet and maybe pass out some pamphlets about joining the Wehrmacht. Would you like to talk about Lord und Savior Adolf Hitler? Nein? Ja, okay. Pack full, they're pursuing this to a light tank. Need to be careful, of course. Stuart turning about there. Pack moving up. Great shot there from the Panzer up. They can only 36 straight through the frontal armor. No issues there. Then he's moving up, and there goes Stuart Combus. Rogue lost their machine gun. They quickly recruit Grenadiers. They need to retreat machine pump to the building here. Pack needs to pull back here, and the Grenadiers also need to get out before they get wiped. But in fact, there's a good chance to lose them here, unless I get lucky, which apparently I do. But still, pretty brutal engagement here for the center of the map, and got the Stug on the way. Also completely forgot to use any of the stuff here. Bit of no sight by me. And we got here Gurkhas, meaning of course my opponent has gone for Indian Royal Artillery, which did receive some significant changes. They actually switched about some of the abilities, so now you can't easily get the whole 25% cost reduction. This did a similar thing with the Luftwaffe. They switched around the Leichte Geschütz and the volunteers, or the reserve abilities as well there. So again, you can get the 25 manpower reduction to reinforcements, it's just a lot harder to get. Still not sure if that was the right choice, but it's definitely something that's going to make it a less easy to just snowball with the infantry that way. Mechanized assault group here, pretty much in there to the Sturmgeschütz. Got the Panzers, the Sappers here. The Sappers need to retreat, or they are going to die. Due to his rounded pack, they're being cleared out. The Vickers sector pushing up, the Grenadiers still flanking on return. Gurkhas here with their Bren gun. Hack white, Panzer going for the building here. There we go, breaching. Okay, Otto, just remember, kick in the door, but there's the door! Well, scheiße. There you go, Vickers. I think got cleared out. Occupying the building here, we see the British there being forced back here. Nice textbook assault. You know, if the textbook involved no doors actually being there. Section wiped here as well. Suddenly, opponent here taking some heavy losses. Serrables Sturmgeschütz, of course, a herald of great things, ja. Stug tearing into them there, grab northern points back. 6-pounder gun ready for my opponent. Gurkhas there, of course, reinforcing, healing quite desperately. Sabs there pushing back the Grenadiers. The Flamels, of course, being rather handy there. 6-pounder gun bounces off the Stug's frontal armor. Panzer Grenadier advancing right into the double sappers and, of course, the section nearby. Geballte Ladung. Let's go to for the Panzer Grenadier. They're absolutely overwhelmed here. Just too much firepower and literal fire. Gurkhas advancing northwards. Stug advancing to the front line. Grenadiers also advancing. Of course, also want to recruit that Pack 40 just in case. Second Sturmgeschütz on the way. Machine gun there being absolutely burned out.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
And he's closing in. Machine gun there somehow surviving all of that with very little health here. Again, partly due to that health buff, I imagine. Panthers flanking up behind the section at the Gurkhas, the flanking to their rear. Geballte Ladung there being chucked at the British infantry there. Second Stug almost done. Panthers there bleeding out, forced away. Stug just holding back here since I'm not quite sure where the anti-tank gun is, and just rushing on the Stug could quickly cost me the Stug, so.
Supply trucks are available.
Troops sending out there. Second Sturmgeschütz ready. Also got the Blitz and the Blitzkrieg ability. All lined up. No further sign of check yet here for Seth and the 7th Armoured. Got mines being prepared here by my opponent. And a section of Bren guns saying southwards. Bren Gurkhas on the centre. South here, Pioneers ground on the fuel point. Sappers there being absolutely mauled here by the Sturmgeschütz from G. Again, slightly higher rate of fire, certainly coming in slightly in handy. Panzer really pushing forwards, sprinting forwards there with the mechanized assault ability. Bomb grenade being chucked at the Gurkha. Stugs bombarding here the house. Pack 40 quick calls also John in the front. And there we go, got the Gurkhas with their Gurkha ability there. Ayoko Kali, I believe it's called again. And the Panthers there, some man held out here. Despite that, quite impressively. Could get another wipe here on my British opponent. There you go, another section loss here. Quite fierce loss here for Seth. He's also like just forgetting a very much part of the northern part of the map here. He's just so focused on just getting this part of the map here. It becomes much easier to deal with them. The Stugs remaining reserve here. Definitely should be using them a bit more actively, I believe. South here, the British forces are making progress. Though mostly because there's not really any Germans to hold them back. So yeah, a bit of an issue here for Seth is definitely a distinct drop in infantry numbers. He will need to replace them, but of course he also needs to consider some tanks. Meanwhile, I've yet to lose any of my infantry squads. I got my Panzer Grenadiers, slightly merged here for some Grenadiers. Other chaps there, so I'm in a much better position than whereas again my opponent's just been bleeding quite aggressively, while also just constantly attacking into the same spot there. Like he's obsessed about this like small area there, and he's just forgetting the rest of the map, which, as always when I point out these things, makes it a lot easier for the other guy to defend. Full wipe in the Pioneers with a mine, that is pretty rare, but it happened.
Where the hell did they come from?
South here, Panzer Cats in the section here, they actually do get the base of fire bonus off, but only for so long. Onto their veteran T2. Pioneers there versus the Gurkhas. Sturmgeschütz advancing, got the 6-pounder gun ready, Grenadiers moving up as well here. Stug disengaging. Finally getting a move on there in the north here. Seth remembers there's in fact something on the north side of the road there. Grenadiers they're achieving veteran 3, but their veteran 2 bonus also is a bit better now in terms of accuracy, so that does help them a bit as well. Stug, Panzer putting forward, trying to cut the 6-pounder gun, but there you go, Crusader tank out here for Seth, and the Desert Rats here, quickly counterattacking to the German advances, 6-pounder gun, Crusader there, firing at the Stug, but of course the Stug is quick in the field, Grenadiers about to get wiped out here, Panther first off, and the veteran 3 Grenadiers got brutally wiped out here by the British Army. I did wonder where they went off to, but I guess they died here by the Crusader. Stuks pulling back. They're fairly dinged up here from the encounter with British anti-tank gunnery and Crusaders. Meanwhile, northwards there, the sappers are still busy there grabbing points. Taking a bit of a while here in the south. Troops moving forward as well here. It's a Fazland. And Cancun are making an assault group, which is due in part because, you know, they also did buff the Starstorm. But of course, whether or not that is sort of actually useful buff is a bit hard to say. Personally, so far my experience is, yeah, not really. Some people seem to insist they're good. Personally, though, I don't know. I don't know. So we'll have to see about that one. Starstorming force there was the MD-42, the G-43s. Gurkhas, the Chad machine there, got the Starstorming up, engaging the Gurkhas. Grenade assault here off. Wiping the machine gun in its entirety. Starstorm getting some extra kills in there. After moving up, they're trying to order it to recruit the machine gun here. But that did not work out. We also got the Crusader moving back up with the 6-pounder gun. But again, note the way he just keeps attacking here. Like, he's not trying to flank around it or attack from the north. He just keeps standing there. Stuke moving about a bit awkwardly. The Stuke also got the Pack 4 recruit finally. Half-track knocked out before we get to anything in it. Starstorm as the Gurkhas. Not exactly a lot of kills in there. Pushing for the anti-tank. And their Crusaders almost knocked out here. Sliver of health there on the British tank as it hightails out of there. Blenkerber to, you know, push away, maybe cleared out, but also a lot of the other assault guns maybe like surprise the anti-tank cleared out. In the south, Panzer going to be advancing steadily. The Stuks pursuing the 6-pounder gun here. And we got foot guards out here for Seth. Good addition here. Excellent addition. And the Pioneers wiped out, leaving me with no Pioneers at the moment. And then my opponent there forgets about the building, which is ripe for collapsing, and my Stuks just level the entire thing.
Victory point lost.
That was a bit of a collapse.
Maintain the front line.
Foot guards moving forwards. Into the Sturmgeschütze. Pioneer advancing. Troops sitting out. Got the mechanized assault sprint in there to push forwards on the 6-pounder gun here, since obviously priority there. Stuke, they're getting knocked by the foot guards and the 6-pounder gun here. A lot faster than expected it would. The Stuke moving forwards. Got the 6-pounder gun. Now for some reason my Stuke, despite order to move backwards, just decides to circle around like that. I have no clue as to what caused that, but like it was clearly like just trying to do a reverse circle and then move forwards there when it had a clear order to reverse just that way. I don't know. Cost me a Stuke though. Cost me a Stuke. Of course, I probably shouldn't engage at all in the first place without more info support from more angles, but yeah, I can't explain that one. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But there you go. Panzers pushing forward here. 82 Gurkhas ultimately routed. The Ace Panzer Grenadier here are an absolute menace to British infantry. North here, March going off from the Grenadiers. Starts from their ground points here with breakthrough as well there. Close to Veterans 1 on them at least. Seth there with his Crusader tank. And we got a Crusader more on the way here. Foot guards, Gurkhas reinforcing healing. Certainly tough going here for them. Tough going. Meanwhile, at this point, I'm just going to go for a Tiger tank. I am just going to go for the Tiger tank. Might as well also forgot about the 6-pounder gun here. Bit of a mistake there. The basic game plan for now is just to hold up for a Tiger tank here versus Seth and the British Empire. Move forwards. With the power of Kopfsteel. Got the Panzers and the Pioneers moving forwards.
What do you have for us? You have orders?
Crusader rolling ahead here. Note, not upgrade to the Mark III. 6-pounder crude. Again, mistake there by me. I should have done more to destroy it or just even seize it. Ordering my men not to reinforce, just using the grenades to like merge with the men that needs to be like, you know, reinforced and turn them to the front line. Nice, easy way there. Good job on the powerful on the Crusader. Oh boy, that one has also been fully crewed by Grenadiers here. That Grenadier merge is really nice for just, quickly getting support weapons up to full strength like that. Slowly advancing for the south here. But yeah, he's still focusing like just this one particular compound for some reason. He's obsessed with it. And again, that makes him easier to manage for me. Much easier. Starstorm there, Pines bits up north. You got the Starstorm moving in. Tiger tank close already. There we go. Tiger tank should arrive any moment. There we go. Tiger sent forth to assist the 21st Panzer Division. Pack 40 shoots. Again, Pack 40 has been more or less in the same spot for quite some time. I'm not entirely sure what my opponent is expecting me at that stage. But he's taking in here, I think, preparing for the next assault. Smoke deployed there by the Gurkhas. But no, he's not committing the Gurkhas. He's keeping them in reserve. Sprinting in quickly to get into the smoke. Contest that. Panzer goes up to assist the Tiger tank alongside the Staatstruppen. Gonna flank around here through the field and then head into the side here. While the Panzer goes back up, the machine gun pack, keep him occupying the center. Bomb grenade there. Forcing the Gurkhas to reposition a bit. Gonna get spies around the center. Machine the critical suppressing both section and Gurkhas. Again, significantly boosted suppression, particularly with this Veterans Who 1 bonus, which of course increases its suppression further. Section wiped, another blow here to Seth and the 7th Armored. Starstorm and Tiger tank, Panzer then moving in, heading the flank here. Crusader versus the Tiger tank. Popping Blitzkrieg. Coming crashing down here. Tiger though keeps hitting the ground. There, go actually hit on the Crusader, shearing off almost half his health there with a single shot. Tiger misses again now. We got the Starstorm, we got the Tiger tank, and the Panzers the foot guards, and they just melt like sun in the snow, or snow in the furnace. Snow in the sun, not the other way around. Jesus, that was completely like out of an acid trip. Starstorm there, the Veterans Who 1 there, 8 kills. Tiger tank versus the Crusader tank. Sappers there being ripped apart by the Starstorm. Panzer going for the 6-pounder gun here. Tiger tank's almost got the Crusader. Crusader bouncing off the side armor of the Tiger tank with its 2-pounder gun. And with that, Seth concedes, he surrenders, a loss to Zafazland. Yeah, most of the buffs I would say have definitely helped out the Wehrmacht. The Grenadiers, the MG42, I think are some of the more significant in some regards. Obviously not huge for the Grenadiers, but still very much getting a bit more utility as the game goes on. The Panzer Grenadier buff is nice. The Stuke buff is most nice. The 250 half-track buffs, including the Stummel, I'd say, yeah, more work is needed there. And the Starstorm, I'm just not quite feeling it. I guess they're a bit better, but again, compared to like other elite infantry, I just don't feel like they're quite there. Particularly not again for like, how much manpower they cost. Tiger tank, still great, but they didn't touch that one. So there you go, though. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. Hope it gives you some matches. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider telling your friends or your family. Of course, not your enemies. And if you like the Propagandacast, you can support it by donating via PayPal or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is ImperialDane. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.